Hey guys, if you read my last post, you will understand why I've had a, stressful day to say the least. I hate that feeling while you're getting in an accident. You're like, oh man, this sucks, but like you can't really do anything, and then, you start hearing things like crash and crunch and like you feel the car jolting around, you're just, fuck man, this really sucks, like what do I do? And then I guess that's kind of the mentality that all of my friends have because when the car stopped moving and everything went still, we kind of just sat there and went, well, let's call AAA. And I don't know, I thought it was remarkable how calm we all were. I mean, I stay calm for the most part, generally, and Creamer's a really calm person, and I haven't spent enough time with Ashley outside of school to know that she's always calm, but apparently we're all level-headed enough to deal with that kind of thing. Um, but so I have the house to myself for the rest of the night, and I don't have a car, and I leave to go to Utah at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and there's no better time for me to say "fuck you" to sobriety and get high. My problem though is what I want to smoke. I'm feeling a bong, but hold on, I'm gonna hold that thought. All right, guys. Here we have Nicole. This is Nicole. This cute little pearlescent bong that I've had for a little while, and then this is my zong, and I'm having trouble figuring out which I feel like smoking. I'm gonna say head zong, tails Nicole. Up, up, up. Heads zong. All right. So I guess I'm just gonna talk for a little while I pack this, cause I mean I don't really have much to say about anything specific. I haven't gotten any video suggestions in the last 12 hours, so I really don't know what to say. I guess I'll just talk about my day, which I actually already did my last post, so I'm not even sure there's any point to doing that. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have a lot to say for you. I could pack this bong in silence, but I don't really want to. Never mind. I do have some stuff to say. On suffering. When you suffer, alright, when you're in a bad situation, say something bad happens to you, what is the worst that can happen? When I asked my friend Shampy this, Shampy told me that the worst thing that can happen is for you to be pessimistic. But even that begs the question. Why is it bad to be pessimistic? And the reason it's bad is because you prolong the suffering. So the reason pessimism is bad is because of the suffering. The worst thing that can happen to you in a bad situation is suffering. No matter what the situation is, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how bad it is, the worst thing that's going to happen to you is that you suffer. And ultimately, that's what we spend our time trying to escape. We try to escape suffering. We try to escape despair, the sense of hopelessness. That's why depression is such a painful thing, because you have this hopelessness, this despair, this underlying suffering that never dies, never shuts up. And so yeah, suffering is the worst thing that can come out of any situation. I will say more on this once I smoke this bong, or not this whole bong, but a little bit of this bong. Now, suffering. So we've established that it's this horrible thing, and the worst thing more or less that can happen to you. But suffering is important because out of suffering comes salvation. Out of suffering comes expression, and out of expression comes inner peace. It comes truly understanding, because you don't own anything except for this tiny little space that's in your head. Everything else, I mean, you're gonna die without. I mean, when you die, you're broken down into carbon, and then that's gone, because that's the only thing that you own. when you die, all of this, everything around you, this right here, this jar, this iPod, this knife, all of it, it all stays here. Maybe it goes on to another owner, maybe it doesn't, but that's not the point. The point is that you don't own anything except for what's in your head, what's in your heart. And the reason that suffering is important is because it hones those skills. Out of suffering comes this ability to cope, comes this strength. I generally attest the phrase, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Because, you know, getting your arms all cut up because some dickhead had a machete and got drunk outside a convenience store, that's not going to kill you. But that's sure as shit not going to make you stronger. You know, getting your ass kicked by 6 guys after school because somebody misheard something that you said in the hallway. You know, get hospitalized for broken ribs, which, by the way, the hospitals don't have any way of fixing that. If you get your rib broken in a fight or you know, in a robbery, your rib is broken, and you're going to walk around with that until it heals itself. There's nothing anybody anywhere can do for you. So, yeah, say you get like 6 ribs broken because you get jumped by a bunch of guys. That's not going to kill you, but that is not going to make you stronger. But again, suffering, that will. I mean, long term, of course, because you feel incredibly weak during the fact. But it's because of this that when bad things happen to me, I don't know, I try to think rationally about it. I try to look at it logically, because the worst thing that can happen is suffering, which ultimately I benefit from anyway, because it encourages, you know, poetry and writing and, you know, dancing and, you know, all kinds of expression. So, I don't know, I don't want to say, like, nothing bad can happen to you, but it keeps me calm in bad situations. Anyway, sorry guys, I know it wasn't much of one of my little lecture rant things, but I came into this with nothing to say.